as a grandparent, and I experienced something firsthand today that I will never forget in my life. And that is, we were called here to see if there were ICE agents who had the audacity to come and try to arrest and kidnap people leaving church on a Sunday morning. And so with a small group of us, I elected to see, and we did see, cars speeding, running through red lights, unmarked cars, tinted windows, and indeed, Jan and I were driving around to see if these were ICE people surveying the church, and indeed they were. We turned into a parking lot and were greeted by approximately 4 unmarked ICE vehicles with agents who immediately stopped us and pointed semi-automatic weapons in our face, asked us to roll down the windows, threatened us multiple times with arrest. I mentioned to them, or I asked them if they had a warrant for my arrest. They said, we don't need one. Wow. And they continued to threaten us multiple times, pointing guns at my wife and I's face.
And we were kind of trapped because we had come in and they jumped, they came toward us right away with their guns. And so the only way out was really to back up too.
Jan was very nervous.
I was scared. I've never had two guns.
I've never had a gun pointed at me before in my life. And to think that these individuals represent
our government.
And here I am, we're a retired couple. And this is terrorism.
Wow.
They took pictures of my car and my license. It's a personalized license that I made in memory of my grandchildren, and they mocked it. They were acerbic. They were obviously not trained at all. I've known many police officers in my life. These people were right off the streets. They just had collected their $50,000.
No level of professionalism.
Zero. No. They had the professional demeanor of criminals.
Miranda rights.
The Miranda rights. None. No warrant. Nothing. Just unprofessional. They were like the insurrectionists you saw pictures of at the Capitol. And here they're terrorizing an American retired couple. It's unbelievable. It makes me ashamed.
I couldn't agree more, sir.
I'm just very, very ashamed.
Of course.
Especially the fact that this is my own government that for years I paid taxes to, peacefully existed, that is now my enemy. And foreign governments are our friends, and my own government has turned into my enemy.
It's important that people, privileged white people like us, stand up for people that cannot be out here protesting because they'll be arrested.
And they call themselves Christians, out stalking people, intending to kidnap people on a Sunday morning leaving church. What has our country come to? This is un-Christian.
Couldn't agree more, sir. Can you tell us more about, is this going to deter you? I know that was such an intimidating thing to experience. Can you speak on that, sir? What are you feeling now?
I feel motivated. I feel like I have an injection of B12 in me, and I am going to continue to fight. And I'm doing this in the name of my grandchildren. I don't have many years left. My grandchildren do. And I owe this, and many more, all to my grandchildren. As a grandparent,
happy Monday, everybody. It's the Democratic Eagle here. Monday, what are we at? December 8th, right? I don't know who needs to hear this. However, if you're white in this country and the Trump administration under the Department of Homeland Security and Kristi Noem managed to be successful with their efforts in remigration, which is code for ethnic cleansing. And they get rid of all the black and brown people in this country, and it's all white. It's all pearly white. And you think, hey, we're the white people. We're going to be okay. You're not going to be okay. Because the elite is going to figure out very soon, oh, shit, we need people to do the work. So very quickly, what will happen is they will develop a caste system where about 80% of the country is going to be lower caste and 20% maybe will be upper class. The upper caste, they're not going to work hard for a living. They've got the money. They've got the wealth. They have the connections and the prep school and Ivy League educations. And 20% is a generous number. It'd probably be more like 10%. The rest of you will be serfs. This is what you're setting yourself up for when you vote to not be a diverse country with immigrants. This is why the United States has been so successful. Who do you think has built this country? Who do you think's built everything that we have? Immigrants. People who were willing to get to start a new life here. They were willing to do jobs that you didn't want to fucking do. But when they're gone, who do you think's going to do them? Food for thought. Y'all have a good day.
Go for the bitches, I hear them. Go for the people with the phones. They went straight for my girlfriend. They ripped her out of my arms. They took her. They her phone. I was like, where are you guys taking her? She's 1 year. Just like me, I'm a proud American. I'm a proud Mexican as well. But it's not fair that yesterday and the past months, ever since his presidency, innocent people are taken from their houses, from their workplaces, for no reason. Let her go! 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 It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's gonna feel spicy. I know. It's okay. It's okay. I hear them.
Hey everyone, I want to share some light. I just woke up, but my husband just called me from El Paso, Texas, and I want to play a recording of me and his conversation, and I just want to spread light to everyone, literally everyone on TikTok, to know and hear the conditions that are in those facilities. And man, my heart breaks for my husband, but I just think that people should know like how horrible it is in there. And I know that he's sugarcoating it a little bit. He kind of let me know what's going on, but I know he doesn't want to worry me. But here is the recording. Like, people are really looking for hope, like a lot of families are torn apart.
Yeah, I mean, because there's so many people in here that they just snatch up. I met a few people from Downey. They got them at Home Depot or the car wash, and they just snatching them up. And then even in here, some people are trying to attempt suicide because they can't take it.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's bad. They're packing like 10 to 15 people in a room, and everyone, like, we're all sleeping on the floor. They give us foil blankets. Like plastic foil blankets. Yeah.
Oh man.
But I mean, you get used to it. I'm not complaining, but it's just those are the conditions.
Yeah. We only have like 20 seconds left, babe.
That's okay. I'm gonna keep talking till they say I gotta go.
Okay, my love. Well, yeah, I'll keep praying for them. Like, keep praying, you have the Lord and you have hope. You give them hope, Only God could do that. This is what my brother was saying.
Yeah, and I just encourage the men in here too. So today I'll talk to them about Luke 18, about the persistent widow to the judge.
Yeah, my love. Because you are one of the only ones that knows if none of them go to church, but God gives hope. you know? Like, that's crazy. People try to commit suicide in there.
Yeah, it's sad. It's like almost hidden, like nobody knows what's really going on in here.
Yeah. I'm praying for them, my love. Like, be the light in there, you know? God called us to be the light.
Yeah. Oh, have you been working or no?
Today's Monday, baby. I'm off.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah, make sure you work. Life goes on, my love. And yeah, it's just a matter of time. So.
Okay.
Yeah, honestly, I'm just trying to get out of here. I'm just taking one step at a time, one day. Once I'm out of here, like, to me, this is like biggest. I'll sign anything to just get out. Okay, my love. Okay, my love. I gotta go. I love you.
I love you so much, baby.
Love you.
Love you. Bye.
Go to work.
I will.
Stay busy.
Okay.
Love you.
I love you.
Bye.
Bye. There's some portions that I did cut off because it's like private matters between me and my husband, but I just want to share it here. Everyone that's out here, pray for the men inside. That's insane. That's crazy that how bad that it is inside that they want to hurt themselves. I pray that, man, the Lord gives them peace in there of how bad it is. You know, I just wanted to share this with you guys. And
I want to speak to every individual that's watching today. But before I do that, I want to thank every organizer, every IPO member, every attorney, every neighbor, organizations like OCAD, ICER, Palenque, LSNA, who showed up today to protect our neighbors, who showed up today to protect our families. Thank you for putting your bodies on the line to make sure that we can keep families together. But to the individuals that are watching, don't let that fascist man that sits in the Oval Office convince you that he is only deporting criminals. Don't let that manipulative man convince you that we are better without the people that he is kidnapping from our city. Right. Do not let the White House convince you that we are safer because of what he is doing. In fact, what he is doing is putting our communities at the most risk. Right. He is leaving behind children. Right. He is separating families. He is taking away providers. He is taking away organizers from our community. The people that showed up today, they showed up in good faith. They showed up with cases. They showed up with attorneys. They showed up with every single law on their side to ensure that they went back home to their families, and they were kidnapped today by ICE. Right. Do not let anyone else convince you otherwise. And for everyone who is watching who may know a neighbor or a relative, who may receive a text message to show up to an appointment that may have come from this non-profit organization getting millions off kidnapping people.
Shame on them. Shut it down.
Remind them that they have elected officials who will ensure that we shut it down.
Shut it down!
That we will demand our mayor and every single department in the city of Chicago to find where they are renting, and we will shut them down.
Shut it down!
Because in the city of Chicago, there are elected officials who wish to keep you safe. Despite that man that's in the Oval Office, you have local elected officials that wish, that work, that will put our bodies on the line to keep you safe. Those individuals that showed up today, they're kidnappers. And we can't call them anything else. They rob families of their mothers. They rob families of their siblings. They rob families of their fathers. The image that will forever be ingrained in my head will be the women in handcuffs crying, begging their families to help. The fathers who were taken out of that building crying, begging for us to help. And so we will do just that. We will not rest until we ensure that we demand for their release because they have every right to be here, and until ICE and all these organizations understand that Chicago is not the place to come. We won't let it happen. It happened in Minneapolis yesterday. They tried it here today, and it won't happen again. It is my honor to introduce a partner that's been in this work for a really long time. Someone in many...
Over here. Where is it? What happened? Sir! Face the car, don't move! Don't go over, here! What happened? Let go of your hand. Face the car, do not move. Hey, what happened, dude? Hey. Get out the truck! What happened? Can I get my ID on my jacket? Can I get my ID? Put your hand behind your back. You're gonna get shot is what you're gonna do. Why? I don't care about your phone and your recording. I have to record. Hands behind your back or you're gonna get shot. Put your feet together. If you do anything to resist, throwing you on the ground, you're gonna get hurt. You understand? Can I ask what happened? I'm gonna tell you. Okay. This is not the time. To ask questions until I'm safe. Walk back here. Against your view. That's the problem. You're gonna get shot. Put your hands up. Why does the crossroad fall out?
I don't think a lot of people understand what's going on in LA right now. I really don't. Again, I know you come here for sports, but LA, I mean, this is my turf. And ICE agents are driving through the city, okay, in unmarked cars with their faces covered, stopping brown people on work crews, doing agricultural work, stopping them, asking for identification, and oftentimes if they don't have an identification, cuffing them and taking them in based on the fact that they're brown. And if you missed this, a couple of days ago, they stopped a guy based on the fact that he was brown, cuffed him, slammed him against a fence. He's saying, I'm an American citizen. I'm an American citizen. The ICE agent, coward pussy, says, what hospital were you born in? The guy freezes because he's freaking being slammed against a fence. Can't come up with the answer. His friend comes out to defend him, not physically, to defend him. They grab that guy, slam him to the pavement. His head hits the pavement. Both these guys are American citizens, by the way. The one guy who slammed against a fence, American citizen number one, finds his ID. They take his ID, take his phone, leave for 20 minutes, return his phone, never return his ID. He's an American citizen. They let him go. The other guy who came to the defense of his friend, also an American citizen, is in a holding cell in Los Angeles, and he's being accused of aggressively assaulting a police officer or an agent, and these agents aren't even identifying themselves. And furthermore, he didn't even assault him. So this is a shit that's going on in LA right now, all over LA. Masked agents without identification in unmarked vans stopping and pulling over people who are brown and just hoping that they're illegal, quote, or undocumented, whichever word you choose to use, and then hopefully deporting them. And if they're not undocumented, finding some excuse to detain them, that they were being uncooperative or they were assaulting an agent when the agents aren't even identifying themselves. That is what is happening in LA right now. You need to know this. This is not, and if you're some MAGA guy and you're like, well, they need to get the undocumented. These are not undocumented people. Many of them are American citizens who just happen to be brown and speak Spanish. It's such fucking bullshit. And this is coming to your city. This is coming to your city.
So it has been reported that ICE has gone over $1 billion over their budget and that they're about to run out of money next month. Now their fiscal year ends in 3 months. They have 3 months left. But this shows you they don't care. This criminal administration does not care because it's not their money. It's our money. And I've said before that what I do is I vacate convictions for people who are trying to apply for immigration relief. So this is an example because this is one of my clients. He was reporting to ICE. He was checking in every single time they would tell him to check in. He was wearing an ankle monitor. And then they told him, okay, your time is up. Like his protection was up. And because we got him late, we're still in the process of trying to fix the criminal case. So he says, okay, I'm going to self-deport, which is what ICE asked of him. They told him, okay, if you can show us that you have a ticket home, like we'll basically escort you to the airport, make sure that you're getting on the plane, and you can do that, right? And of course, a person, if they're already under ICE watch, they're going to want to do that because then you have the time to pack up your stuff, buy your ticket, and go on your own. So he has his ticket, he shows it to ICE, and they're like, okay, cool. So before he's supposed to fly, they come and arrest him. And they're like, okay, well, we have our ticket. No, we're arresting you anyway. So they detained him here in LA, I think like a week ago or less than a week ago, and now he's in Texas. And when I'm talking about the budget, the ICE budget, they don't care. Like when we talk about waste, fraud, and abuse, or what, I mean, in this case, it's just, I mean, it's all of the above, but it's so much waste. It's waste. Like, these people are willing to, like, why are our tax dollars now paying to house him and transport him all over the United States? And I mean, we know that Geo Group is a private prison. And like when I go to visit clients, like it says corporation on the side. And Geo Group they donated like $500,000 to the Trump campaign. And we also know that Congress members buy stock. And I couldn't find, I was looking to see if I could see, but it says it's not public information. But I had read somebody's comment, and I don't know if this is true, it's not verified, so if anybody can tell me this, that somebody stated, like, I worked for that corporation, and anytime you basically move a body or transport a body from one detention facility to the other, you get to charge the government extra money. So this is why they keep moving them, which is the literal definition of human trafficking. And they're not giving them beds to sleep in. They're not giving them food. They're giving them like one meal a day, all day, and like not enough food. They're sleeping on floors. And this is all just a money-making scheme. This is where our tax dollars are going. And I mean, just so that we're all aware. So let's just, I mean, I'm laughing, but I'm laughing like angrily laughing. I can't believe that this is happening. I can't believe it, but we have to keep up the fight.
If Christianity were about defending a flag, Jesus would have picked up a sword. But he didn't. He picked up a cross. And yet somehow a movement that's supposed to follow that man, a man that said, "My kingdom is not of this world," has decided that protecting a modern nation state called Israel is the center of Christian duty. That blessing it, defending it, and justifying it at all costs is some holy assignment carved into the marrow of the gospel. But I'll say it plainly, Christianity does not require allegiance to the state of Israel. That's not heresy, that's scripture. In the Bible, Israel was not a place first, it was a person. It was Jacob wrestling with God by a river until dawn, scarred by truth and renamed by grace. Israel meant one who struggles with God, and it became the name of a people, not a flag, not a government, not a modern nation carved out in 1948 by colonial politics and American guilt. The word carried spiritual identity. It meant those called into covenant with God. It had nothing to do with missiles or borders or UN resolutions. When the modern state was named Israel, it was not a return to biblical obedience. It was a calculated decision, an intentional conflation of nationalism with theology. It was branding, and a powerful one because it worked. Because now when people hear Israel, they imagine sacred continuity. They imagine divine appointment. They imagine the Old Testament alive and well in 2025, and they are wrong. The Israel of the Hebrew Scriptures was not a Western-backed nuclear power. It was a wandering tribe, a nation in exile, a people constantly called back to justice, humility, and mercy, and often condemned for chasing empire. The prophets didn't worship Israel. They rebuked it over and over and over again for war, for greed, for turning their back on the poor and the foreigner. You know, the same things modern Israel does with American funding now. The idea that Christians are commanded to bless the state of Israel is not in the Gospels. It is not in the epistles. It is not in the teachings of Jesus Christ. It's in the talking points of televangelists and the foreign policy of end-time grifters. The gospel does not preach that God's blessings is tied to the modern border of Tel Aviv or the Iron Dome. Jesus never said, "Blessed are those who back Likud." Paul never wrote that all who oppose military action are cursed. The early church wasn't fundraising for defense systems or declaring settlements on stolen land as prophetic fulfillment. And yes, the Old Testament speaks of Israel as God's chosen people. And yes, land was part of that covenant, but in Christian theology, the story shifts. The covenant widens, and the veil tears. And the new Israel, the church, is defined not by soil, but by spirit. Not by war, but by witness. And it is made up of anyone from anywhere who walks in faith. Jew, Gentile, Arab, Roman, enslaved, free, all in one Christ Jesus. The New Testament doesn't tell Christians to defend a country. It tells them to defend the poor, to defend the outcast, to walk with the wounded, to make peace, not justifications for war, to see the face of God not in a flag, but in the suffering child behind the rubble. And yet today, American Christians fly Israeli flags next to crosses as if those things belong together. They equate criticism of the Israeli government with blasphemy. They pretend that military aid is a sacrament and that genocide is somehow covered under the blood of covenant promise. And Christ weeps at that lie, because if the gospel means anything, it means you do not get to use God as a shield for political violence. You do not get to bomb refugee camps and quote Jeremiah. You do not get to drop white phosphorus and call it fulfillment. That's not Christianity, that's idolatry. This doesn't mean you have to hate Israel. It doesn't mean you can't believe in its right to exist, but it does mean that if you are a follower of Christ, your loyalty cannot be to any nation, not even one with a biblical name. Your loyalty is to justice, to truth, to love that doesn't end at a checkpoint or a drone feed. Jesus didn't die so the modern church could become a lobby group. He didn't rise so we could bless bombs. He didn't preach love for the least of these so we could side with whoever has better tanks. And if your church is preaching that blessing Israel is the key to God's favor, then you're not in church. You're in a cult, praying to a carved-up God who only speaks Hebrew and votes Republican. The gospel doesn't ask you to bless a nation. It does ask you to bless the peacemakers, to comfort the mourners, to defend the innocent, and reject violence dressed as virtue. There is no divine nation, there is only divine love. And if you think that love stops at a border fence or a flagpole or the edge of a crater where children used to live, then you don't know Christ at all. Defiance till death.
All right, y'all. So I had every intent of doing my hair, doing my makeup, and being cute when I made content today, but It's like I just can't do that right now. I just can't. I want to give a few disclaimers because this video is going to be heavy. It's not light. It's not upbeat. And I might cry. I'm not even going to lie. I might cry. I am not Hispanic. And I know some of y'all might be like, well, duh, we could see that. But the truth is some people are mixed and they don't look mixed. So you can't assume that. So I just want to say I'm not Hispanic. And this video is not intended to speak for Hispanic people. I am not trying to be a spokesperson. I am not trying to act like I know all their pains and their struggles. But I don't. But I'm a person. And I don't feel right not saying something about the things that I have seen and how it feels for me. For those y'all that don't know, I'm from LA, born and raised. I was in the South Central Watts area. You know what I'm saying? If you know, then you know. And in all my years of being on Earth, I've never seen the kind of pain, fear, and terror that I saw these last few days. As we all know, ICE has been real busy. And it's one thing, like, I'm low-key, I'm not even low-key, high-key, I'm an emotional person. And, you know, things affect me even when I don't want them to. It's one thing to hear about ICE and their dealings and what they're doing. But it's different when you see that shit yourself. When you see how they handle these people, like how these are people, these are fucking people, these are people, like, like, I feel bad that I'm crying like I'm the one that is directly being affected, but that shit is not, like when you see it, it's just different. Yesterday I was in downtown LA and it's I'm sorry y'all, I'm not gonna redo this video. I'm not about to do multiple takes. Y'all just gonna have to get this raw because this is really how I feel. Yesterday I was in downtown LA. It's always traffic, it's always helicopters, it's always police, so that's normal. I'm not thinking nothing of it. I get to my location, and as I get to my location, I'm noticing, like, it's hella police officers just flying by. It's hella helicopters all over the place. And then all of a sudden, you just see, like, back-to-back military cars, FBI cars. And you know what an FBI car look like. You know what a SWAT car look like. You start seeing them just back-to-back. You see the military cars, military vehicles with men hanging on the sides of the vehicles armed. And you, like, and instantly, I'm like, what the fuck? Like, what's happening? And then as when you go to downtown LA, if you've been there, you already know most of the time you got to park and walk to your destination because it's not often you could just park right in front. As I'm walking to my destination, I see clear as fucking day what's happening, and I'm watching them. The Hispanic people, they were pulling out of buildings and jobs and homes. They weren't fighting back, they weren't resisting, but I'm watching them just pull them and throw them all around and push them to the ground. Like, dude, these are still fucking people. Like, these are fucking people. And it's like, I didn't have no choice but to go into where I was supposed to be going because I couldn't just sit there and watch that. But all I could think about all day yesterday was somebody woke up today and that was the worst day of their life. Some little girl or little boy came home from school and their caregiver, their loved one, was not there. Somebody is graduating and their mom, dad, sister, cousin, whoever is not gonna fucking be there. And you know what? I know there's going to be people in the comment section who are like, that's what they get. Or there's going to be people in the comment section that are upset that I'm making this video or that I'm even saying anything. And honestly, fuck you. For real. Honestly, like, fuck you. I don't care. I'm saying what the fuck I'm saying, and this is some real shit. I had a pretty shitty day after that. I tried my best, but my mind just couldn't shake it. So after that, fast forward to today. I'm like running around, running errands. I had to go get some more makeup because I have content I'm gonna make for you guys. As I'm heading back home, I'm passing like the Paramount area, specifically like Alondra and Atlantic area. If you know, you know. There's a bridge over there, and I can't even remember both gas stations, but I know it's the Arco right there. As I approach the light, I'm like hearing all this yelling, and there's like, you know, the Hispanic flags everywhere and all that stuff. It's you know what I'm saying? So I rolled the window down because I want to hear what's happening. I want to hear the commotion. And the people on the corner are yelling at everybody like, community, listen, please don't go down there. They're throwing tear gas. The people are dying. People are getting hurt. And mind you, I'm making this video 20 minutes after I just experienced this. Like, I literally just got back to the house and I pulled over and I'm making this video. So as I'm sitting here, the light is still red. There's nowhere I can go. Everybody's trying to U-turn and turn around. And as I turn my head, I see the police blocking off the bridge. I see a lot of Hispanic people in that community fighting. Like, not fighting, because I know y'all gonna take that shit and run. They weren't fighting like physical fighting. I mean standing their ground and just standing there, and they weren't yelling or nothing. They were just, it's the police on this side, the Hispanic people on this side, peaceful. Just, the Hispanic people are just standing there with the flag up. They not doing nothing crazy. And yet, I start seeing bodies drop. That shit fucked with me. And I'm close enough to where I can see this shit. I can see people running. I can see people trying to back away. Like, what the fuck is... Again, I get it. I'm not in the Hispanic community. But I got Hispanic friends. I have Hispanic friends. Like, I'm sorry. That shit is fucking with me. There's going to be people in this comment section of this video who are going to say slurs to me and mean things to me. I don't care. This specific video, I probably am not gonna check the comments, but I'm also not gonna turn off the comments because I'm not turning off these comments. It is what it is. I don't feel like even explaining that, but I just wanted to make this video to let the Hispanic, you know, any Hispanic person that follow me, you know, if you're going through this, like, I'm so sorry. Like, I'm so sorry. You know what I mean? Like, this shit is horrible. But it's like, I don't know. I don't know. If you are a Hispanic person and you're dealing with any of it, I just want to send you love. I just want to send you love, man. That's it. That's it.
To this assassins. All right, so when it comes down to the assassins, look, this could be Assassin's Creed. This could be Creed. This could be another Creed movie coming out, and come on, baby, and come out, okay? Because who be Michael B. Jordan is me, okay? All right, so this could be Assassin's Creed, okay, or Creed, all right? But, so it could be a movie. But now what I am picking up on is that someone is going to try to assassinate, all right? And I see an attempt on a life, all right? Now, it's an attempt on a life of someone huge and prominent, okay? I can say that it might be Trumpet, but it just might be Trumpet, all right? So I see a...
These are international search and rescue crew members from the city of Acuña, Ciudad Acuña, on the Mexican side of the border, just across the river, across the Rio Grande from Del Rio. They were brought up here to try and help out as well, and we caught up with them earlier today when they were able to find a body. They found a missing person earlier today during their first mission out this morning. Have a look. Near Ingram, the painstaking...
Today, God gave me a message for President Trump, who he referred to as Pharaoh. He said, I am searching all the earth, and every land that I find captives in is under judgment. He also spoke about Arab nations. He spoke about European nations. All of these people, he said, to warn that their lands are under judgment. He said, I told Moses in the book of Exodus that if...
The toilets in his cage are broken and they overflow every time it rains. Raw sewage onto the ground. The electricity goes out frequently for very long periods of time. There are long periods of time in total darkness with no AC. It becomes very difficult to breathe. I've never felt like I was essentially describing an oven condition. They lose track of time because they're not sure, because of the air conditioning going or the lights going out, they're not sure if it's daytime anymore or if it's nighttime because they have no access to see outside. That sounds like some form of military torture that we would do to people. They have to ask the corrections officers who are there, the people who are working, what time of day it is so that they can keep some sanity because he's not sure. He also says that the people who are all working there are very young and did not understand what they were signing up for in terms of the people who are detaining the people. And it goes on and on. This is a concentration camp. Yes. That's a modern day concentration camp. And Ron DeSantis at the state level is requiring your Orange County Commissioner Board, unless we can get them to fight back finally on
really quick, I just want to debunk one thing. My colleagues and I think for our federal partners, but this idea that the worst of the worst is inside the facility is not true. They are separating them based off of wristbands, based off of orange, yellow, and red. And individuals with small infractions are inside this facility. Civil traffic infractions, suspended license are in there. So the idea that the worst of the worst is in there is not true.
So adding to that point, I'll just add, the only people we saw there were Hispanic looking males. That's all we saw there. All Hispanic looking adult males, including those with no criminal infractions at the lowest level. There was one person who was on medical isolation. We couldn't get details about that. I was trying to figure out if it's a public health emergency or a public health concern that puts them in isolation, and we don't know how many people have been put in medical isolation to this point.
Can I make really quick? I just want to...
We have some news right now. Donald Trump is threatening to revoke the citizenship of a United States citizen who was born in the United States, Rosie O'Donnell. No, I'm not kidding. The latest true social post Trump writes, because of the fact that Rosie O'Donnell was not in the best interests of our great country, I'm giving serious consideration to taking away her citizenship. She is a threat to humanity and should remain in the wonderful country of Ireland if they want her. Rosie O'Donnell was born in New York. She is a United States citizen. The President of the United States does not have the power to unilaterally revoke the citizenship of someone like Rosie O'Donnell. In this case, just because he doesn't like her. He's not going to end up revoking her citizenship, but to even threaten to revoke the citizenship of an American.
So I'm here with my nephew, Adriel Lorenzo, who was born here, U.S. citizen, born in the United States, in Brooklyn, New York. In fact, I was behind the ambulance when my sister was going to give birth with him at Long Island College Hospital in downtown Brooklyn. Today, this morning, on his way from work, a U.S. citizen, and this is happening, people, pay attention, a U.S. citizen was stopped by ICE and harassed. 8 officers surrounded him, asked him if he had a fake ID when he presented his state ID and his driver's license. They cut up illegally his legal state ID and asked him if it was a fake driver's license. They detained him unlawfully without probable cause, just getting out of his car, coming off from work, working with children that he works with, going into 7-Eleven. I'll let him tell you how he feels. Adriel, how did you feel at that time? What power did you think you have?
Well, you don't have no power. You can't defend yourself. Everything going around with them talking about you're powerless when there's people surrounding you and they're saying that they can shoot you down and all they will give you is your remains to your family. It makes you scared. You can't say nothing. If you curse the cops out, they can take you down. They said that my documents were fake. They asked for a green card. They asked me many times where I was from, what's my ethnicity. It was like if it was racial profiling. I got stopped for absolutely no reason. I did nothing. When I was there, you feel scared, you feel hopeless. You don't have your phone. You can't call nobody. You don't have your wallet. They took both of my identifications, cut it up. They cut my ID up. They told me my driver's license was fake. And my driver's license was just renewed and issued about a month ago. So I have no idea. And inside of Florida, the back of Florida's IDs have a little picture to determine that your ID is real or if it's fake. For them to, what happened was it's a lot. So
how long did they hold?
About 35 to 40 minutes.
What happened when they released you?
They basically said that you need to carry all your documents to have your social security card, and I need to be more careful going forward and not to be carrying 2 identifications.
What is it illegal to carry 2 identifications?
Yes, 2 identification cards. That's what they said.
Did they told you it was illegal?
They said it was illegal.
It is not. It is not. I have my passport card and I have my driver's license.
But I had my.
There's no statute. That's okay. There's no statute that says that it's illegal in the state of Florida or any place that I know in the U.S. To carry multiple IDs. In fact, it's better to carry more than that's sufficient.
Why did they cut up my ID?
That's a great question. We need to find out. Did you have the names? Did anybody call any of them by names? Do you remember?
I don't remember any of them.
Okay. All right. I understand. What happened when you got in the car? What happened when you got back in the car? How do you feel? What did you do?
I panicked and I called my uncle. And I cried for a while. And I was just scared to even drive home because imagine you getting stopped again. There's ICE checkpoints all over. They're checking random cars. They're stopping people because they have temporary tags in their cars because they think they're...
Did you have temporary tags?
No. I had a Florida tag, and the car's actually registered to my mom.
I know.
She's actually an American citizen as well.
Right.
So...
So, folks, I'm just sharing the story with you because it's important that people know exactly what's going on here. U.S. citizens, law-abiding U.S. citizens who were being stopped without any probable cause, no infraction, there wasn't a traffic violation, it's simply profiling. They stopped a U.S. citizen born in Brooklyn, New York, and I can testify, my name is Dr. Alberto Alexander, I was there when he was born in Long Island College Hospital, to my sister. This is what's happening. We have to let people know because this is coming into a police state and we are all under siege.
Breaking news, Jaime Garcia, who fell 30 feet from a building during an ICE raid due to the ICE agents raiding a farm in Glass House Farms, California. This is in Ventura County near LA. He has died, unfortunately, of his injuries. And this was also a operation that the National Guard was involved in. So this would be, I believe, the first death caused by the United States military and by U.S. service members' involvement in attacking U.S. civilians. Jaime was expected to survive even though he had fallen 30 feet. So the fact that he has now passed away with a broken neck and skull is very tragic. He was working at a farm in the area to send money home to his wife and daughter in Mexico. And now he is dead, and a family has lost their support and their father and a husband because of the United States military and ICE. Breaking news,
I need everyone to watch the clip that I'm about to show you. There is detainees literally screaming because they have not been fed. They haven't been fed in over 2 days, and the people outside are being told that when they scream out and tell people that are in the street protesters things, the guards will come in and abuse them and hurt them, so they stop speaking out. I'm gonna share the video. It's in Spanish, and I'll translate at the end. But we know it's already been confirmed that they're barely getting any food. They're getting 1 meal a day, and we're talking about grown men. And these guys are literally yelling, saying that they have not been fed.
¿Dado de comer? ¿Se llevan 2 días? Llevan 2 días. Desde ayer no les han dado de comer. Tienen hambre, Dios mío. Nos están avisando que no les han dado de comer desde ayer, que llevan 2 días sin comer y que tienen hambre. Por favor, compartan el video, gente, para que todos se den cuenta de lo que está pasando aquí en el centro de ahorita acaba de llegar aquí la televisión, miren, aquí está. Déjenme, voy a quitarles esto. Acaba de llegar la televisión porque ya se dio cuenta de dónde están viniendo, dónde están las personas aquí arriba. Gente, me acaba de decir una persona aquí que tiene un informante dentro del centro de capacitación. Me acaba de decir que cada vez que nosotros les preguntamos algo, a ellos entran y los golpean y los maltratan. Por favor, vamos a tratar de no estar diciéndoles qué es lo que o preguntándoles por qué los están maltratando allá adentro. Ellos
The woman in the video is standing outside of a detention facility in LA, and the men are basically screaming at them. They're screaming at them that they're hungry and that they haven't been fed. Someone who knows someone inside or a family member who's being detained, she said informant basically let her know that anytime they're at the window screaming things to the people on the outside, the guards will come in and hurt them to basically stop talking or stop shouting out to the street. We know for sure that it's been confirmed through this article in NBC that people are going hungry in there. People are not being fed enough, whether it's because they're not being taken care of, or they don't have the resources because they're detaining way more people that a facility can even hold. But I'm so confused as to how this can continue to happen, right? If the Supreme Court already said they can't do the things that they're doing, they can't deny people of due process, which we know they're not allowing them to see their lawyer, especially in Alligator Alcatraz. There's literally lawyers who are hunting an email address to try to set up an appointment, and they're all finding themselves in a dead end. How is it that now we know that people are going hungry and these places are not being shut down? I am at a loss as far as what other option do people have other than breaking into these facilities? According to the NBC article, it even states that the people that broke out, if you guys remember, I can't remember where, it was a detention facility where people literally broke through a wall, is because they weren't being fed. They're being starved. They're literally being starved. How is this happening? What are we supposed to do? I need everyone.
Everybody, my name is Elsa Guerra. I'm an immigration attorney here in San Antonio, Texas, and I'm currently waiting for my clients' families to come pick up their things after they were detained at their ICE check-in. I don't know why I'm making this video. I think I'm just in shock. My clients have been here since 2021. They've been paying taxes. They employ people. They have an asylum case pending with the immigration court for 2027. That's when their hearing date is, and it's a good one. It's a good case. Despite all of that, they were detained and they're getting sent to a detention center, and I don't know why. And I'm just in shock, like I said earlier, because I don't think that there's a lot of space left in detention. You guys have seen the conditions. You guys have heard about it. It's at max capacity. They even said they don't know where they're going to take them because it's so overwhelmed with people. And I tried to beg and ask them to put them on ankle monitors at least, right? Because they've been here for a long time. They are doing everything right. They're working on a work permit. One of them, he has his 1-year-old daughter, and it was her first day of daycare, and he dropped her off. And he told me that he was scared that he wasn't going to be able to go pick her back up. And he was right. So I don't know. I'm here to just raise awareness again, guys, that it doesn't really matter. It's very random. They're detaining people randomly all last week. I have friends that said that they weren't detaining anybody for their ICE check-ins. And I'm just really tired of not getting answers, of not having a rhyme or reason or why they're detaining people. And it's hard for attorneys, right? You don't know even what to tell your clients anymore when they go for ICE check-ins or when they go to their immigration hearings, because there's a possibility that they might be detained. Like I said, I feel like I did everything that I could to tell them that he has a daughter and that he's paying his taxes and that he has a court date and he's doing everything right, but they don't care. They don't care. I don't know, y'all. It's just getting to a point where I cannot stand to see these people in masks at my hearings, at my hearings. These people that are getting paid with your taxpayer dollars don't want to show their face, but your military doesn't wear masks and your police don't wear masks, and they're putting their lives in danger every single day. So things are really bad. They're getting worse. I mean, I just had one of my clients wrongfully deported while they're on appeal. And I keep reiterating this point. You guys might not like the idea of immigrants here, but there are laws and there are rules and things to abide by, and the government is not doing that. And it's hard to fight against the system when the system is rigged completely against you. When you have judges working to dismiss your cases and ICE picking you up outside. When you are going for a simple ICE check-in and you have no idea if you're coming back or not. You're dropping off your kids. You don't know if you're coming back to your house. What if you don't have a spouse or someone that can help with picking up your children? I don't know. Things are getting really bad, and I'm just sitting here thinking about what I could have done, and there's nothing that I could have done. I think that this administration is so hateful, and like I keep saying, as a Christian, I don't know how you can have this belief that people don't belong in your country. Even though the Bible spews loving your neighbor, like it says to love your neighbor, and you guys just have this different mentality of it's such hateful. I don't know. It's just, it really blows my mind, and I'm just so happy I don't understand y'all because I don't know. Yeah.
So we just got off the call with a potential client who is a U.S.-born citizen. Mike, tell us a little bit about what happened.
Lives in the U.S., works in Mexico, crossing the border like he does all the time. Gets stopped and ordered out of the car by Border Patrol. When he starts filming, they strike him and then held him for almost 9 hours. He had someone in the car with him. They tried to get her to lie and say that he hit 3 Border Patrol officers. And only after 8 hours, Homeland Security came and looked at the footage and said, you shouldn't be here. Now he's going to the hospital because he has a likely concussion, has cuts and bruises, maybe a rib fracture, all because he filmed the Border Patrol asking, why are you stopping me and asking me to get out of the car? This is a U.S. citizen
who happens to have my skin color. So we know this government is employing illegal tactics. We're seeing it very often. If you know anyone who has been detained, who is a U.S. citizen, reach out, because this is an extreme violation of our due process rights.
Abhorrent behavior.
So we just got off the call with a potential client who is a U.S.-born citizen.